Hey there, and welcome back to Reflect in English. I am so excited to have you here with me today. Today, we're talking about high-frequency sentence patterns. These are the building blocks that native speakers use all the time without even thinking about it. And by the end of this episode, you are going to sound so much more natural and fluent. Now, before we jump in, let me tell you how this works. I am going to say a sentence, and then there will be a pause. During that pause, I want you to repeat exactly what I said. Try to copy my rhythm, my intonation, everything. This is called shadowing, and it is one of the most powerful techniques for improving your speaking skills. All right, let us start with a quick warm-up. Just relax your jaw, take a deep breath, and get ready to speak out loud. Do not be shy. Nobody is listening except you and me. Here's your first sentence, nice and easy. I am really looking forward to this. Great job! Let us try another one. This is going to be so much fun. Perfect! You are already warmed up and ready to go. All right, let us kick things off with some patterns that you will use every single day. These are for talking about what you want, what you need, and what you are trying to do. First up, the classic structure. I want to plus a verb. Simple, but essential. I want to grab some coffee before the meeting. I want to take a break for a few minutes. Now, here's a slightly more polite version. I would like to. This sounds a bit softer and more professional. I would like to schedule an appointment for next week. I would like to know more about your services. When you need something, you can use I need to. This shows it's important or necessary. I need to finish this report by 5 o'clock. I need to call my mom back. She left me a voicemail. Now, let us talk about attempts. When you are trying to do something, use I'm trying to. I'm trying to eat healthier these days. I'm trying to save up for a new laptop. I'm trying to figure out how this app works. Here's a great pattern for goals. I'm hoping to. This shows you have a wish or expectation. I'm hoping to travel to Japan next spring. I'm hoping to get promoted by the end of the year. And when something is essential, use I've got to or I have to. I've got to leave soon or I'll miss my train. I have to remember to pick up the dry cleaning. Now, let us move on to making suggestions. This is huge for everyday conversation. You are constantly suggesting things to friends, family, and coworkers. The most common pattern is, why don't we plus a verb? Why don't we grab lunch together tomorrow? Why don't we just ask him directly? Why don't we take a different route to avoid traffic? Another fantastic pattern is, how about plus verb ing? How about meeting at the coffee shop on 5th Street? How about ordering pizza tonight instead of cooking? How about taking a short walk to clear your head? When you want to suggest something more casually, try we could always reschedule if that works better for you. We could always split the bill if money is tight. For giving advice, you should is your go-to pattern. You should definitely check out that new restaurant downtown. You should talk to her before making any decisions. You should get some rest. You look exhausted. A softer way to give advice is you might want to. You might want to leave a bit earlier to avoid rush hour. You might want to double-check those numbers before the presentation. And when you want to give a gentle warning or strong suggestion, if I were you, I would take the job offer. If I were you, I would not mention that to the boss. If I were you, I would apologize as soon as possible. Okay, now we are getting into expressing opinions. This is so important because you share your thoughts all the time in conversation. Let us start with I think. I think this project is going really well so far. I think we should give it a try. I think he's making a big mistake. When you want to be less direct, use I feel like. I feel like we're missing something important here. I feel like this conversation is going in circles. I feel like taking a day off. I'm so burned out. To express a personal view more formally, in my opinion. In my opinion, quality matters more than quantity. In my opinion, remote work is here to stay. When you're pretty confident about something, I'm pretty sure she said the meeting was at 3. I'm pretty sure I locked the door before leaving. I'm pretty sure this is the right address. For when you're not totally certain, I guess. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess that makes sense when you put it that way. And a very natural way to share your perspective, the way I see it. The way I see it, we have 2 options here. The way I see it, there's no point in arguing about this. Let me tell you, knowing how to agree and disagree naturally is crucial for real conversations. Let us practice both. For strong agreement, try absolutely. Absolutely, that is exactly what I was thinking. You are absolutely right about that. A casual way to agree, totally. I totally agree with you on this. That is totally fair. I get where you are coming from. When you agree and want to add to it, exactly, and that is why we need to act fast. Exactly, and I think most people would agree. Now for disagreeing. This is tricky because you want to be polite. Use, I see what you mean, but I think there is another way to look at it. I see what you mean, but the data tells a different story. Another polite disagreement, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. Let me think it over. I'm not so sure about that. The risks seem pretty high. For a respectful but firm disagreement, I have to disagree. I have to disagree. I think we need more time. I have to disagree with you on that point. When you partially agree, you have a point, but it's not that simple. You have a point, but we also need to consider the budget. And a very diplomatic way to disagree, I see it differently. I see it differently. Here's my take on it. I see it differently, but I respect your opinion. Now we're moving into talking about experiences. This is where storytelling begins. For things that have happened to you, use I have plus past participle. I have been to Paris 3 times already. I have never tried sushi before. Is it good? I have always wanted to learn how to play the piano. I have heard so many great things about that book. For recent experiences, I just finished watching that documentary you recommended. I just got back from the gym. I'm exhausted. I just realized I left my wallet at home. When talking about a first-time experience, this is my first time plus verb ing. This is my first time visiting New York City. This is my first time trying Indian food. This is my first time working from home. For ongoing experiences, I have been plus verb ing. I have been learning Spanish for about 6 months now. I have been feeling really stressed out lately. I have been meaning to call you all week. I have been working on this project since January. All right, let us talk about preferences. How do you express what you like and what you prefer? The basic pattern, I prefer. I prefer tea over coffee, actually. I prefer working in the morning when my mind is fresh. I prefer to handle things one step at a time. For casual preference, I would rather. I would rather stay home tonight. I am too tired to go out. I would rather not talk about it right now. I would rather take my time than rush and make mistakes. When something is your favorite, there's nothing like a hot cup of coffee on a cold morning. There's nothing like spending time with old friends. For things you enjoy, I really enjoy plus verb ing. I really enjoy cooking when I have the time. I really enjoy working with creative people. I really enjoy listening to podcasts on my commute. When you love something, I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of true crime documentaries. I'm a big fan of his work, actually. And for things you are into, I'm really into. I'm really into hiking these days. It helps me unwind. I'm really into this new band I discovered last week. Comparisons are everywhere in daily speech. Let us master these patterns. The classic comparison, more than and less than. This project is taking way more time than I expected. The movie was much better than I thought it would be. This version is a lot less complicated than the previous one. For equal comparisons, just as. She's just as talented as her sister. This restaurant is just as good as the one we went to last time. For superlatives, the most and the least. That was hands down the best meal I have had in months. This is by far the most challenging project I have ever worked on. That was the least helpful advice anyone has ever given me. A great pattern for big differences, nothing compared to. This headache is nothing compared to what I had last week. My old job was nothing compared to how stressful this one is. For emphasizing similarity, pretty much the same as. The new design is pretty much the same as the old one. His reaction was pretty much the same as everyone else's. Understanding cause and effect patterns will make your speech much more logical and connected. Start with because of. We had to cancel the event because of the bad weather. I was late because of traffic on the highway. Because of budget cuts, we cannot hire new staff right now. Use that is why. I forgot to set my alarm. That is why I overslept. She is very detail-oriented. That is why she is so good at her job. We did not have enough data. That is why the report was delayed. For results, use so that. I was so tired that I fell asleep on the couch. The music was so loud that I could not hear myself think. He was so convincing that everyone believed him. Another effect pattern, as a result. The company lost money last year. As a result, they had to downsize. I studied hard all semester. As a result, I passed with flying colors. And due to. The flight was delayed due to technical difficulties. Due to popular demand, they extended the exhibition by 2 weeks. Now we're getting into conditionals. These are patterns you use when talking about possibilities, hypothetical situations, and consequences. First conditional for likely situations, if plus present will. If we leave now, we will get there on time. If you study hard, you will definitely pass the exam. If it rains tomorrow, we will have to postpone the picnic. If you need any help, just let me know. Second conditional for hypothetical situations, if plus past would. If I had more time, I would learn a new language. If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. If I were in your position, I would take the offer. If we had a bigger budget, we could do so much more. Third conditional for past hypotheticals, if plus past perfect would have. If I had known about the traffic, I would have left earlier. If she had told me the truth, I would have understood. If we had started sooner, we would have finished by now. Mixed conditionals are also useful. If I had studied medicine, I would be a doctor now. If he had listened to my advice, he would not be in this mess. Life is full of uncertainty, and so is conversation. Here are patterns for when you are not 100% sure. Use I'm not sure if. I'm not sure if I can make it to the party. I'm not sure if this is the right approach. I'm not sure if she got my message. For possibility, might and may. I might take a nap later. I am pretty tired. She might be running late. Let me text her. They may change the deadline, but I am not counting on it. The weather might clear up by this afternoon. For probability, it looks like and it seems like. It looks like we are going to finish ahead of schedule. It seems like everyone is on the same page now. It looks like rain. You should bring an umbrella. Use there's a chance that. There's a chance that the meeting will be canceled. There's a good chance we will hear back by Friday. For speculation, could be. He could be stuck in traffic. That is probably why he's late. That could be the reason they have not responded yet. Talking about time is essential. Let us practice some natural patterns. For current actions, right now and at the moment. I'm working on the report right now. Can I call you back? At the moment, we are focused on expanding our customer base. For the near future, about to. I'm about to head out. Do you need anything? The meeting is about to start. Let's wrap this up. She was about to say something, but then changed her mind. For recent past, just and recently. I just heard the news. That's incredible. We recently moved to a new apartment closer to downtown. I recently started going to the gym again. For duration, for and since. I have lived in this city for over 10 years. I have known her since college. We go way back. I have been waiting for almost an hour now. For frequency, every now and then. I go to the movies every now and then when I have time. Every now and then, I think about moving abroad. When you don't understand something, you need these patterns. Use, what do you mean by that exactly? What do you mean by flexible schedule? For repetition, could you repeat that? Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch it. Could you say that again a bit more slowly? For explanation, could you explain how this works? Could you explain what you meant earlier? To confirm understanding, so what you're saying is we need to start over from scratch? So what you're saying is the deadline has been pushed back? Just to clarify, you want this done by Friday, right? Just to clarify, who is responsible for the final decision? And let me make sure I understand. We are meeting at noon? Let me make sure I understand what you're asking for. Knowing how to make requests politely is essential for daily life. Basic polite request. Could you send me that file when you get a chance? Could you turn down the music a little bit? Could you let me know when you are free? More formal, would you mind? Would you mind if I opened the window? It is a bit stuffy in here. Would you mind giving me a hand with these boxes? Would you mind keeping an eye on my stuff for a minute? Very polite. I was wondering if you could help me with something. I was wondering if there is any chance we could reschedule. I was wondering if you have time for a quick chat later. Casual request. Do you think you could cover my shift on Saturday? Do you think you could pick me up from the airport? For permission, is it okay if I leave a bit early today? Is it okay if I borrow your charger for a few minutes? Let us practice expressing feelings and reactions naturally. For surprise, I cannot believe you did that. That is so unlike you. I cannot believe how fast this year has gone by. I cannot believe we finally made it happen. For excitement, I'm so excited about the trip next month. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. For disappointment, I was really hoping we could meet up this weekend. I was really hoping for a different outcome. For relief, I'm so relieved that everything worked out in the end. I'm so relieved the presentation went well. For frustration, it is so frustrating when people don't listen. It is so frustrating when technology doesn't cooperate. For gratitude, I really appreciate you taking the time to help me. I really appreciate everything you have done for me. I really appreciate the feedback. It's very helpful. Making plans is a daily activity. Here are the patterns you need. For definite plans, I am going to visit my parents this weekend. I am going to start looking for a new apartment next month. I am going to talk to my manager about a raise. For arranged plans, I am plus verb ing. I am meeting a friend for lunch tomorrow. I am flying to Chicago on Tuesday for a conference. I am seeing the doctor on Friday afternoon. For spontaneous decisions, I will take care of that right away. I will call you later to confirm the details. I will have the chicken, please. For intentions, I am planning to renovate the kitchen next year. I am planning to take some time off in August. For thinking about doing something, I am thinking about changing careers. I am thinking about getting a dog. I am thinking about going back to school for my master's degree. Being able to describe things clearly is a valuable skill. Use kind of and sort of. He is kind of shy, but really nice once you get to know him. The movie was sort of boring, to be honest. I am kind of busy right now. Can we talk later? For characteristics, the kind of person who. She's the kind of person who always sees the bright side. He's the kind of person who never gives up. I'm not the kind of person who likes to take risks. For appearance, looks like. It looks like a really nice place to live. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. That looks like something I would enjoy. For describing situations, what I love about is. What I love about this city is the diversity. What I love about my job is the flexibility. What I love about traveling is meeting new people. When you need to explain something, these patterns are invaluable. Use the reason why is. The reason why I was late is that my alarm did not go off. The reason why we chose this option is because it is more cost-effective. For explaining a process, what happens is the system automatically saves your work every few minutes. What happens is we review all applications and then schedule interviews.
For clarifying, what I mean is we should focus on the essentials first. What I mean is it's not as simple as it sounds. For breaking down ideas, in other words, we need to cut costs wherever possible. In other words, the project is on hold until further notice. For giving context, the thing is, I already made other plans for that day. The thing is, we do not have enough information yet. The thing is, nobody expected this to happen.
Life comes with responsibilities. Here is how to talk about them. Strong obligation. I have to. I have to finish this by the end of the day. I have to be there by 9 o'clock sharp. For external rules, you are supposed to. You are supposed to turn off your phone during the movie. We are supposed to submit the report by Friday. You are supposed to wear a mask in the hospital. For expectations, you are expected to. You are expected to arrive at least 10 minutes early. Employees are expected to dress professionally. For lack of necessity, you do not have to. You do not have to apologize. It was not your fault. You do not have to decide right now. Take your time. You do not have to come if you are not feeling well. For prohibition, you are not allowed to. You are not allowed to park here overnight. You are not allowed to use your phone during the exam. Daily habits and routines are common conversation topics. Use I usually. I usually wake up around 7 in the morning. I usually grab a coffee on my way to work. I usually try to avoid eating out during the week. For typical behavior, I tend to get nervous before presentations. I tend to overthink things sometimes. I tend to work better under pressure. For frequency, I often and I rarely. I often find myself checking my phone out of habit. I rarely eat fast food, maybe once a month. I rarely go to bed after midnight. For habits, I am in the habit of checking my email first thing in the morning. I am in the habit of taking a short walk after lunch. For what is typical, normally. Normally, I would agree, but this is a special case. Normally, the process takes about 2 weeks. Now let us level up with some more sophisticated patterns that add emphasis and sound very native. Use what is. What I need is a few days off to recharge. What we should do is start from the beginning. What I really want is to spend more time with my family. What really bothers me is the lack of communication. Use it is that. It is the little things that make the biggest difference.
It is not what you say, it's how you say it. It is not the money that matters, it's the principle. For strong emphasis, the last thing I want is to cause any trouble. The last thing I need right now is more stress. For emphasis on contrast, not only did she finish on time, but she also exceeded expectations. Not only is it affordable, but it is also high quality. For focusing attention, the point is, we need to make a decision soon. The point is, none of this would have happened if we had planned better. Sometimes we need to discuss things that are not real or are just possibilities. Use what if. What if we tried a completely different approach? What if it does not work out as planned? What if we had more resources? What could we accomplish? For imagining, imagine what we could do with unlimited funding. Imagine living somewhere with perfect weather all year round. For wishful thinking, I wish I had more time to pursue my hobbies. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you. I wish things had turned out differently. For regrets, if only I had listened to your advice earlier. If only we had known about this sooner. For speculation about the past, I wonder what would have happened if I had taken that job. I wonder what would have happened if we had met earlier. Being able to express how much or how strong something is will make your English more nuanced. Use quite and rather. I am quite pleased with how everything turned out. The restaurant was quite expensive, but worth it. It is quite common for people to feel that way. For extremes, incredibly and extremely, the view from the top was absolutely incredible. I am extremely grateful for your support. The test was incredibly difficult. I barely passed. For moderate intensity, pretty, and fairly, I am pretty confident we can meet the deadline. The instructions were fairly straightforward. For downplaying, not that, and not really, it is not that difficult once you get the hang of it. I am not really in the mood for going out tonight. It is not that I don't want to, I just don't have time. These transitional patterns will make your speech flow naturally. Use, speaking of which, we are almost out of milk. Speaking of which, I need to go grocery shopping. I saw John yesterday. Speaking of which, he mentioned your project. For introducing related points, on that note, let us move on to the next topic. On that note, I think we should wrap up the meeting. For adding information, not to mention, the hotel was beautiful, not to mention the staff was incredibly friendly. He's talented and hardworking, not to mention he's a great team player. For contrasting, on the other hand, the job pays well, on the other hand, the hours are really long. On the other hand, we could wait and see how things develop. Anyway, as I was saying, we need to finalize the budget. Anyway, let us get back to the main topic.
For summarizing, all in all, it was a productive meeting. All in all, I think we made the right decision. Let us finish with some idiomatic patterns that will make you sound really natural. Use "it turns out." It turns out she was right all along. It turns out the meeting was canceled. It turns out we went to the same university. For realizations, I just realized I forgot to send that email. I just realized we have met before. For sudden memories, that reminds me, I need to call the bank. That reminds me of a story my grandmother used to tell. For changing the subject, by the way, did you hear about the new policy? By the way, thanks for the birthday card. That was really thoughtful. For concluding remarks, at the end of the day, what matters most is your health. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. For admitting something, to be honest, I was a bit skeptical at first. To be honest, I have no idea what I am doing. To be honest, I think we underestimated the difficulty. For agreement in hindsight, come to think of it, that actually makes a lot of sense. Come to think of it, I do remember seeing her there. For being direct, let me be straight with you. This is not going to be easy. Let me be straight with you, I think we need to reconsider. Wow, we have covered so much today. You have just practiced over 200 sentence patterns that native speakers use every single day. This is exactly the kind of language that will make you sound natural and fluent. Let us do a final round of practice with some longer, more complex sentences that combine multiple patterns. I've been meaning to tell you this, but I wasn't sure how you'd react. If I had known you were coming, I would have prepared something special. What I really appreciate about her is that she always tells it like it is. To be honest, I'm not sure if this is the right decision, but I think we should give it a try. The thing is, I've been thinking about making some changes, and I was wondering if you could give me some advice. It turns out that the whole situation was a big misunderstanding, which is such a relief. I was really hoping we could meet up this weekend, but something came up, so I'm going to have to reschedule. At the end of the day, what matters most is that we learned from this experience and can do better next time. Not only did the project exceed our expectations, but it also came in under budget, which is pretty rare. I'm not the kind of person who likes to give up easily, so I'm going to keep trying until I get it right. You did an amazing job today, seriously. If you made it all the way through this episode and shadowed every single sentence, you should be incredibly proud of yourself. That takes dedication and effort.
Here's what I want you to do next. Go back and listen to this episode again. Maybe focus on the sections that were most challenging for you. The more you practice these patterns, the more automatic they will become. And before you know it, you'll be using them naturally in your own conversations. Remember, becoming fluent is about training your mouth and your brain to produce language automatically. Shadowing is one of the best ways to do that, and you're already on the right track. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next episode where we will continue building your English fluency together. Until then, keep practicing, stay curious, and never stop learning. Take care, everyone.